Hey, Highland Church family. I just wanted to give you some updates and share some good news with you. We are planning to begin meeting in person at Highland Church on the 7th of June, that first Sunday. Throughout history, it's always been a key part of the church to meet together for worship, teaching, fellowship, prayer, encouragement, and just to see each other's faces. We've been able to continue much of this online, but there will always be a need for us to gather in person. As we begin to do this, we'll move forward in a measured way and be safe about this, yet allow those who are ready to come back together to do so. My desire is that when the time is right, all of us will be able to gather together, praising Jesus and celebrating His goodness. We'll continue meeting online through the rest of this month. Also, we'll continue providing virtual content going forward. So that means services will be available online from now on. Find everything you need, as always, at highlandag.org/online. And as we do this and begin to meet in person, I encourage you to continue to be flexible, patient, and have a willingness to sacrifice for others. Of course, when we come back together, we'll be taking precautions to make our meetings safer. Our plans are to follow CDC guidelines, including cleaning before and after every gathering, spacing families apart, using every other pew, and creating a touch-free environment for everyone. We'll have hand sanitizer on site for all who would need to use it. We'll not be serving coffee and donuts, and that's probably the toughest part of this whole thing. But you're always welcome to bring your own coffee in a closed container as you worship at 700 Hoover Avenue. As we navigate these times, we ask you to understand that there's a broad spectrum of preferred practices when it comes to personal contact. And since others may not hold the same view as you, we simply ask everyone not to shake hands or hug at church. This may be a challenge for you, but it's important for the safety of others. For now, let's agree to regard refraining from touch as a genuine display of love for one another. Washing hands, wearing masks, and other safety measures are encouraged. Only a limited number of people will be allowed at each service, and to accommodate this, we'd ask that you'd register online for the service you'd like to attend. As long as there's still room, you're in. That registration will be available at highlandag.org, and whenever you're ready to attend again, we'll be happy to have you here. Children and youth are such a core part of who we are as we pour into the next generation. We'll not have in-person meetings for our children, though every service will be open to all ages, which means our kids will be in with us not just for singing during worship, but for the entire service. And I promise to take that into account in my presentation and what we do as a church family. Please feel free to bring some things from home for your kids to do during service, and we don't mind a little noise. That's part of being a church family. Also, the Source Youth Group will plan to begin meeting again every other week starting June 10th, that Wednesday night. In the sanctuary, we're going to do some things to make sure we're safe. Available seating will be spaced out. Families can sit together, but there'll be at least 6 feet between those who aren't your family members. We'll sit every other pew, and we'll be able to make sure there's plenty of space and that we're safe during our worship services. They will be touchless, which means there won't be bulletins. We won't pass the offering basket, though they'll be available to give into. And when we do communion, it'll be single serves that you pick up yourself. As far as other meetings, small groups and things like that, you're free to meet together. Just follow safety guidelines. And please know meeting online is still a great option. And as far as the church office hours, we plan to open up after we start meeting in person on Sundays. Those guidelines that we're following really come from a number of places. Church Mutual, which is our insurance company, they have given us a great guideline to follow. And then also we're closely monitoring local, county, state, national, and even the Assemblies of God district and national guidelines as some good guidance for us to make sure we are doing things well. And in all of this, we're Christians. We love Jesus and we love others. I'm believing you'll continue to exemplify the love of Christ during this time. Others are watching us now. Let's be unified. Let's serve one another. Let's worship Jesus with an open heart. And I want to remind you, just because you worship on site doesn't mean you're more spiritual or more filled with faith than those who choose to worship online. And if you worship online, you're not more intelligent or have better research than those who choose to worship on site. These are personal preferences, and we're not to divide over them, but find unity in Christ however we worship. We ask you to participate in our survey to help us know if you're planning to attend right away or what your thoughts are as serving at Highland Church. That link is available right here in the description of this video. But I look forward to moving forward together as a church family. Like I said last week, the church is alive and Jesus is on the throne. He is doing good things in us and through us. I look forward to seeing you again so much, face to face, worshiping with you, singing with you, praying with you. But until then, God bless you. Stay healthy. Keep seeking the Lord and taking the life-changing love of Jesus into your neighborhood.